What is Hojlund? Why is Hojlund? What is he? I don't understand Hojlund. What have we seen today? Once again, Man United have been beaten at home, at Old Trafford. Soundly. We can't complain because we did nothing in the game. For a whole 90 minutes of football, what did we create? We had opportunities to create chances, but our attacking players fundamentally lack footballing IQ. My Lord, the amount of times Hojlund, the amount of times Garnacho were in positions, were in situations to make the right choice, to cut the ball back, to do something, and they just failed to do it. People can talk about our defense, which is an issue. The changes the manager made, our formation, the system. We can talk about all of these things. We can talk about the fact that Wolves didn't really carve us open per se, or didn't carve us open that much. And their goal came from a set piece. A really, really good, beautiful free kick, by the way. Anybody who's trying to talk about Onana or blaming Onana for not saving that goal, you have an agenda which has been formed over a period of time, and you need to break away from that agenda. Criticize Onana when he does something wrong. Today, he did nothing wrong today. In the match on Thursday, he did nothing wrong in that match either. So I do not want to hear people online criticizing Onana. Today, he was good. He actually played some nice passes. A lot of people complaining that he hoofs the ball a bit too much. Today, he tried to find his man. He tried to build from the back. He was doing what he was supposed to be doing today in terms of passing out from the back. We couldn't build anything. How many times did we pin Wolves back and rotate the ball and move the ball and try to break them down? Hardly ever. Now I've got to sit here now and watch Wolves celebrate at Old Trafford. It's becoming normal now. It's now normal for clubs to come to Old Trafford and slap us around and beat us. 15 losses in a 38-game season. The Premier League is only 38 games and we have 15 losses. That's almost half the games we've lost in a season. Hojlund today, absolutely diabolical striker. He is the definition of bullock-a-doo-doo. He's bullock-a-doo-doo. Can't hold the ball up, can't anticipate anything, makes the wrong runs. His decision making is poor. He spends half of his time complaining to Garnacho when he doesn't receive the ball. Yeah, he was through. Could have easily passed that ball to Kobe Mainoo. That's a goal. He chose to what? To try to beat a man. You have two options. Pass the ball to a man who's free, open and can score. Or you yourself, who haven't scored a goal all season, more or less, haven't beaten a man in your life, you're not a good dribbler. You think you can just beat the man rather than give the ball to Kobe Mainoo. Garnacho is another one. How many times today do we see this man who's supposed to be playing an inside 10 position hog the wide touchline? Hog the touchlines. I'm like, bro, you're playing inside 10. You hogging the touchline means Amas. There's nowhere for Harry Amas to go. You're both occupying the same position. Move infield, please. The midfield itself was just non-existent. Today was just not a good day. And once again, I'm going to ask the United fans about this manager. Where are you? Because I feel like this manager gives with one hand and takes with the other. Like I keep saying, he shows me things that I'm happy with, while at the same time show me some things that I'm really not happy with. So I'm like, he's giving with one hand, taking away with one hand. Whether it's starting Hojlund all the time or starting certain players and showing favoritism to certain players or whatever it might be. Whether it's not setting up correctly and losing home game after home game after home game. While at the same time, sometimes he sets us up well. Sometimes he does play the right players. And he says the right things. So I'm mixed with this manager. That's why I'm like, do you know what? I'm still a bit neutral. Because he gives it one and takes away with the other, I'm still a bit neutral when it comes to this manager. And therefore, I am willing to still give him another season when he gets some of his own players, has his own pre-season, and so on and so forth. But he should not escape criticism. He took us on. He took us over as manager, as coach. He took over this job when we were around 12th, 13th, 14th, and we're still 15th. He hasn't improved us. If anything, we're further away from the top than we were before. If anything, we've got worse. He talks about pain. None of us know or knew how much pain we were going to have. That's the problem. He said there's going to be pain, and he kept talking about pain, but none of us predicted this level of pain. And I don't think he did. So, it is what it is. Not a good performance at home. Terrible, if I'm being honest. I know he's tried to rest players, but I don't understand why he's resting players now. I don't really get it. Hojlund should not play for this football club again. If that was Anthony Martial putting in those sort of performances, Rashford or any other striker we've had putting in that level of performance week in, week out for 2 years, they would be getting booed. But this guy can just do what he does, play shit, clap himself off the pitch. He doesn't get any boos. Zirkzee got booed. Joshua Zirkzee, yeah, after about 7 games, yeah, got booed, yeah, when he got substituted around the 40th minute mark in a game. They booed, they jeered. Hojlund has never been booed. Zirkzee has never played as badly as any time Hojlund's been on the pitch. The worst Zirkzee has played, yeah, has been like a 5 out of 10. I've seen Zirkzee maybe give us a 5 out of 10. Hojlund regularly gives us 4 and 3s out of 10, yet he's never been booed. If that was Sancho doing that, he would have got booed. You need to understand the racism in this fan base, because racism is unconscious bias. That's what it is, right? It's a bias. Most people in this country are white, so you're always going to get a hatred of certain black players. That's not logical. It's not logical for you to hate them that much, yet when another player does something similar, you don't have that same energy. When you hold two things constant, yeah, and it should be constant, but yet one thing's treated better than the other thing, then you can see where the unconscious bias and or where the racism lands. Or listen, I'll always say it, and I will always say it. There are certain players who are allowed to be injured all the time. Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Phil Jones, and nobody says anything. But there's certain players like Martial and Pogba, if they were injured, you'd hate them for being injured. You'd be like, oh man, they're never available. I'm angry at them. I'm angry at them for being injured. While these other players are injured and it's like, let him get better. Let him get fit. Bro, the fan base is toxic. The footballers are crap. The manager's potentially not good enough. Potentially. I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt. It is what it is. We're not in a good place, and this was not a good match. So I'm done. I'm all out. Comment below. Say what you want to say. Don't talk about the bonnet or you get slapped. Yeah? Man them's got locks. So man them has to keep my hair good. Yeah? Some of you man don't have no hair. So say what you want to say. Anyway, big up yourself, people. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Listen, there's no man of the match today. There's none. So don't ask me. What is Hojlund? Who is he? What? Why? Why? Why is Hojlund? Anyway, big up yourselves.